Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your StockMiner, Brian Johnson. And we had basically a flat day. I mean, really, figure out the last, maybe half an hour of the day and take away even the last 10 minutes of the day. And it was virtually sideways all day long. So not a lot of trading going on. Not to be unexpected. I did mention that I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sort of a consolidation day. Yesterday was a really big day, and we were right back up to overhead resistance. We did see that kind of pause today. So overall, though, still a move up in the markets. So yay for the bulls. Bulls have got to be happy with that. But as you can see, based on the Dow 60-minute chart, we're right back to the upper blue line. So, following the charting very, very nicely here, looking at that 10-200-ish mark that I had been talking about, needing to get up and over that to really make a trade of it. Certainly not one I want to take at the very, very end of the day, that is for sure. But looking at the week, looking over the week as a whole, you can see we did manage to make some ground from the bull's side, squeaking its way upwards. Certainly not the most convincing move, that's for sure. But able to get up and over some areas regardless. And if we take a look at the daily, we were looking at a particular level. It was that blue line that was just above us. And did we? No, we didn't quite. We didn't make it. Came pretty close, but as you can see, overhead level here, blue line here holding well. Now, the one plus for the bulls, they did manage to get up and over and close above the 20-day moving average. So, yay for them. They managed to make a go of it and at least get up and over this area here today. So we'll see if that can continue on into next week. But it is a start. So if you're looking for a bounce, then possibly it'll come early next week. Still a lot of work to do here. I'll do more work on it over the weekend. Obviously, the next line in the sand for me now is the 10-300-ish area or the 200-day moving average. NASDAQ on a 60 back up and over the blue line. Once again, getting up and over it. So made for a good trade up and over about 1830 here. Could have pulled about 17 points out of the market, but you'll see the last hour was the only time to really trade. Otherwise, it was just flat, boring. There were a few trades within some individual stocks during the course of a day, but overall, just a good day to kind of take the day off and not do a whole lot. If you did trade, I hope you waited till the last hour. That was really when things started to set up. By far, the best was in that last hour of trading. NASDAQ also just able to get itself back up and over this blue line. So we'll see if that strength can hold. Keep in mind, 2 days over the 200. Not bad. NASDAQ may be trying to make its little approach back into this 1900 area now. It tried once before. It didn't do so well when it got over and then failed. This time, could be a different story here now. Now we could see a different story. We are stretched down here. Maybe we will see a little bit more of a bounce. I'm going to reserve judgment. It's not Sunday yet, obviously. A lot of time between now and then for something major to happen in the markets, whether it's positive or negative, who knows. But that could affect a lot of things coming into early next week. From a weekly standpoint, though, holding the 50-week moving average, not where it goes, it's where it closes. And look what it did. It closed back above this big green line. Very important for the markets to do that. Now, from a weekly standpoint, could see a push back up and over the 1887 area. That'd be the 20-week moving average. Keeps holding this. I think we may see that combined with what we're seeing in the markets as a whole on the other charts. SPX, look what it did. Dow back to the blue line, NASDAQ clearly over the blue line, with the S&P right in the middle. Tag, 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 and break right in the last hour of the day. Perfect, perfect, perfect TA right in through here. Very easy to chart, and especially if you have your lines in the right place, and very easy to trade when you know what you're looking for. So this worked out very well back into the 1091 area. I have a lot of overhead resistance here around 1100, 1105, and obviously 1110, then 1115. I've got all kinds of overhead resistances sitting up there just waiting. But what it managed to do at the very end of the day, if you'll notice, is break that 1088 mark, which was also the 20-day moving average. Yep, so we got some work. Still got this blue line here above us. There's a certainly no shortage of overhead resistance for the markets to get up and above, but it did get a start with this follow through day. We had a big day yesterday. I said we're looking for some follow through today, and we did get it. In the in the respect, it was only 5 points, but it's follow through, and it is above the 20-day. Overall, pretty good move by the bulls this week, holding this area down here and getting back above that 50-week. And I said after we close below it, I'm going to give the bulls at least a week to get themselves back up and over that. The bulls are going to absolutely want to hold this 50-week moving average, and that's exactly what we saw after the big move down. They opened it here. They brought it all the way down as low as this, but the bulls knew what they needed to do, and they got the job done. I got to give them credit for that. That was a good 50-point move by the end of the week to get it back from down in this area here all the way back to the 1090-ish and above the 50-week moving average. VIX on a daily also dropping, but not drastically. Bigger picture, look at this. Now we are back into this kind of yellowish zone, if you will, of trading for the VIX, but not a huge move by the VIX for the week. So the market still has lots of opportunity to run either up or down, and the VIX really isn't going to be a deciding factor there. Overall, it's still chop from the last 6 weeks. And just important to note that we are back below and closed below this area, coming back into the yellow area. So that would also lend a little bit more credence to the upside move. Apple on a 60-minute making a brilliant run back today, all the way back up to this blue line. Now it did cross the 200 and the 50. That was a strong move, but being stopped by the blue line on the way up, I still like breaks up and over that 254.50 or 255 area in Apple if you want to play it long. This was also really important for Apple here too. 1, 2, 3, maybe this is still a 4 with a 5 yet to come. This still could be a push to the upside for Apple. Now that it's back up and over the 20 and the 50, that's certainly the start. We're not getting the participation I want, but it is a start for Apple. Gotta hold the blue line. That's going to be important. Holding that blue line. From a weekly, you can also see that while it tried, it was not able to make big blue. So now it has its first close below this blue line. We'll see if it holds in subsequent weeks. We'll start a candle over, see if this will hold on the way back up into next week, or if it just decides to drop from here. FAS on a 60-minute coming right back up to a beautiful place of overhead resistance. Makes total sense to me. So a great a little sideways run, little pop at the very end of the day. One of my students is in this, kind of more of a speculative play for him to be. Oops, that wasn't this one, it was FAZ. He went long on, so he might have got burned by the end of the day. Here above this blue line, this is what I was talking about. My target, I said, was the 20-day. We did not reach it today, but my target is still the 20-day moving average on FAS coming into early next week. FAZ also in this channel right here. I drew these lines in for my student earlier today just to show that this is by all means still a stock to be watching to the downside at this point, not the upside. Breaks of 15 was my suggestion to get short. Really didn't make it 14.98. No, not really. I mean, really didn't have a breakdown here. So not much to trade today when it came to FAS and FAZ. Important to note, though, that we are below this little light resistance support area that I have drawn in here, along with the 20-day for the second day in a row. That does it for the week. Now, the bulls did make some ground, and I got it. You know what? I will give them this, okay? We were down below some of those 50-week moving averages, and they managed to get back up at and or above those things. That's strong. So at least they're making a run at it. Whether that'll hold into next week is anybody's guess. Why? Because it's options expiration week. Yes, it is. Expect volatility, especially considering where we've just been and what we're attempting to try to come out of for the bulls. Expect volatility next week. So I cleared my positions. I am flat the market right now coming into next week. With a few shorts that I took a long time ago. But since the beginning of the week, I took some trades, and all of those trades I was out of by the end of this week. How about that? So for the week, I am flat the market, waiting to see what happens come Monday morning. And with that, I will be back with you on Sunday afternoon. I'll have a new video up for you and get you prepared for options expiration week. Talk to you then. Have a great weekend. Bye.